What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to unfortunately talk about the end of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. I am talking about Spider-Man 3. Yes, Spider-Man 3 is a 2007 film that was obviously directed by Sam Raimi. The plot is we see Tobey Maguire once again as Peter Parker, who he's, for the first time in his life, it seems like he's happy. He's happy. He's Spider-Man. New York City loves Spider-Man. They're giving him the key to the city. His relationship with Mary Jane seems to be going well. He's about to propose to her. Just everything is going well until his former best friend, Harry Osborn, lost his mind, is deciding to try to kill him. Also, this brand new criminal known as the Sandman, because he can turn himself into sand, is wreaking havoc. But wait, there's more! This new character, Eddie Brock, who's jealous of Peter Parker, becomes evil, becomes Venom, and so he has to deal with all of this. And that's Spider-Man 3. Now, what I think of Spider-Man 3 is... Look, I don't hate this movie. I didn't say, unfortunately, at the beginning of this movie because I hate this movie with a passion, because I think it's the worst movie ever. 2007, I was still in high school. My friends and I, we could not wait to go and see this in the theater. And I enjoyed it. I did. I had maybe just one major issue with a certain villain that I know and love. That's my favorite Spider-Man villain and how he was handled. That was my only complaint at the time. But rewatching it over the years, over and over, and just even rewatching it now, it's like, yeah, I have a little bit more issues with the movie. I do have nitpicks and just actually some big gripes with the film. Let's talk about Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I actually like the fact that he's happy. Seeing him get so down and low in the last movie, it's refreshing to see him recharged and just actually embracing being this hero, loving the attention that he actually probably deserves when you think about how much he saved New York, saved the people. The scene of him getting the key to the city is great. Him high-fiving the people. It's a little cheesy, but it fits in with what Sam Raimi has already set up. Now, maybe kissing Gwen Stacy upside down, just like he did Mary Jane, might not have been the smartest thing to do when your girlfriend Mary Jane is in the crowd. So there's that. Let's talk about Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane, because honestly, she's pretty unlikable in this movie. She is. I mean, I've defended her. I've liked her in the first two movies as this character. But this film, she just comes off as a selfish, whiny bitch. And look, I'm not saying that she doesn't have her reasons for being upset. Look, the upside down kiss, yeah, that was fucked up. There are moments when Peter is being a little too insensitive and too much all about himself. Sure, that's true. But the fact that she's mad at Peter because he's happy, because he's actually doing well as Spider-Man, and he's not noticing that her Broadway career is failing, that she was fired. In fact, she doesn't even tell him that she was fired, and that's his fault. That he thinks she's doing well and there's really nothing to worry about. Like, she causes some of her own pain. There's so many scenes where she just throws her hands up and leaves and doesn't talk to her boyfriend, this guy that she's supposed to love. And it's just nobody talks to each other. You have Harry Osborn, James Franco, who the build-up to him becoming a villain. The last movie, it was perfect. Just when he finds the lair to his father, the weapons and the gadgetry, you're like, I cannot wait to see what they do with him in the next movie. In the beginning of this movie, he actually has a really cool chase scene with Peter out of costume, and they're going through the city, and it's fun, and you can't wait to see where it goes until Harry Osborn hits his head, gets amnesia, and doesn't remember that he hates Spider-Man. Doesn't even remember that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And so now they're friends again. And you're sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Why? Why? Oh, I know. Let's cut to the Sandman. Because the Sandman is this criminal. He's played by Thomas Hayden Church, who I do like. I do think has some good scenes in the movie, just acting-wise. But the character himself, I honestly don't care about his sick daughter. I know that sounds messed up. I know it makes me sound insensitive, but it's like, come on. You're trying to tell me that this guy doesn't have a choice at all for him to get medicine for his daughter. The only thing he can do is be a criminal. He can't get a job. He can't do this and that. No, he has to be a criminal. He has to break the law. The scene where he does become Sandman, where he falls into the pit and his DNA becomes one with sand, and you see even the scenes of him becoming the sand monster, going through the city at the very end of the movie where he's the giant sand monster. Like, it's cool. The CGI looks great still to this day. It holds up. It looks great. That's really all good I can say about it, though, is just the effects of it, because the character, I think, is a little too cliched and pointless. Bryce Dallas Howard is Gwen Stacy. Yes, they introduced Gwen Stacy in this movie. Gwen Stacy, who in the comic books was Peter Parker's very first girlfriend in high school. They have this great and tragic history in the comics. The movies, though, they decided to change it up and have Mary Jane be the high school sweetheart. They kind of completely switched the two characters, if you think about it. You see Bryce Dallas Howard, Gwen Stacy, she's a model. She's this really pretty girl who I don't want to say is full of herself, but she recognizes how good looking she is. She knows that somebody like Eddie Brock is pining away over her, trying to get a date with her, and she's just like, yeah, whatever. So she's more the Mary Jane than Mary Jane is the Black Suit Spider-Man. The Black Suit Spider-Man is like some of my favorite parts of this movie. Just the scene of when Peter's laying in bed and the symbiote just goes onto him and just takes him over, and then he wakes up and he's upside down looking at his reflection through the building. That scene is straight out of the animated series when he gets the black suit. It's exactly how it happens. It's like beat for beat. It's moments like that I sit back and go like, this is why this movie, at least these moments, work for me. This is what almost saves the movie for me. It's just watching this play out, something I never thought I would see in live action. I remember seeing the trailers for this movie and seeing the black suit and go like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing it! And that's those moments right there, seeing Peter slowly develop into a darker personality, even contemplate damn near killing Sandman, just going to that dark place when he brings Gwen Stacy to Mary Jane's job, and he hits Mary Jane. Like, it goes to some dark places. But the problem is that in those same scenes you have Peter Parker dancing, and he's juking and jiving, and he's going down the street, and he's like, what the hell just happened? I know Sam Raimi, his sensibility is that he wants to inject some jokiness there, or some fun. He wants to make this fun and maybe not go too dark. It's funny for a former horror director to say that, but it's true. He wanted these movies to be a lot more fun, and a part of me gets it. I do. It's a little entertaining and comical to see Tom Maguire do these dancings that you know he just looks terrible at. I just wish that the black suited story was handled more seriously, that the black suit story was treated like an actual like it's ruining his life. It's like a drug. And there's moments of that, like when he goes to the church and he's realizing, I need to get this thing off of me, where he rips the symbiote off of him and it drips down to Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock, who had previously come to church and asked God to kill Peter Parker. That's just great. It is. And as great as it was to see that happen in the church, Eddie Brock is played by Topher Grace. And I'm not saying that, he's not some big, taller, muscled up, juice head actor. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Topher Grace, as an actor, I don't think can pull off the attitude that Eddie Brock should have. There are scenes that are written perfectly for it, as far as his jealousy for Peter, him competing for the job at the Bugle with Peter, him getting those pictures and then later finding out he faked the pictures and gets fired for it and he hates Peter for it. Like, that's exactly how the character, that's the history, that's the lore right there. It's the actor who's not really pulling those scenes off, even when he finally does become Venom, and you get a couple of cool couple of cool scenes of him as Venom with the suit and the face and the tongue and the mouth. It's very few and far between, very short moments, because he keeps pulling the mask back, the head back, and it's Topher Grace with his goofy teeth and hey there, Parker. It's like, no, this isn't Venom, or this shouldn't be the Venom that I want to see in this movie. I'm talking about Harry Osborn and how he should have been the villain. He should have been. The scene where he finally does go back to being evil, because look, he was evil and then he went to being good, and then he gets his memory back and he's back to being evil. It's those scenes where he gets Mary Jane to break up with Peter. He uses everything he knows about Peter personally as a best friend, turns it on him, does all these evil things. He has the conversation with him at the diner, and just like how he reveals, oh, I'm the other guy, and he winks at him and smirks and tells the waitress, I love the pie, and he's so sinister. It's like, that's what I wanted to see in this whole movie. I wanted Harry to be like this. And that one scene, that should have been the whole movie. Forget the amnesia stuff, forget all of the, oh, hey, we're friends, messing around with the basketball. It's like, no. I sit here and I watch this movie, and again, I'm not angry to the point where like I have been for other movies. I'm not gonna say fuck this movie or this fucking sucks, but it is a little bit of wasted potential. It is one of those situations where the first two movies were so great that if this third movie had held up, if this third movie had done these certain things that would have made it, just put it over the top and made it that much better, we could have had a perfect trilogy. This trilogy could have been in the conversation of saying, hey, don't forget about this trilogy. This trilogy was fucking awesome. You can't really say that, though. We always have to sort of laugh and snicker at the third movie, even just for certain scenes. You have to do that. Look at how Harry gets half of his face blown off from a fight he has with Peter. And then the butler who, after how long, how many years does he finally reveal that oh yeah, your father accidentally killed himself, the blades of his own glider, it wasn't Spider-Man. All these fucking years I've been watching you angry about your best friend, angry and doing all of this criminal activity, but I'm just gonna now bring it up. What the fuck? And then they kill Venom. They fucking kill Venom off. So even if you complained about, well, they did all this stuff with Venom, but hey, we can just bring him back in Spider-Man 4. No, we can't, because Sam Raimi didn't want to use Venom. This was forced upon him by Avi Arad and all these other producers. Forced him to use Venom, and so he shoved in here and then killed after 10 minutes, and that pisses me the fuck off like no end. Look, I'm not saying that this is the worst movie ever. I'm not saying that I'm gonna shit all over this movie and break it and destroy it like I know some people have. I'm just saying it's disappointing. It's disappointing to see certain characters, certain story elements, certain things play out the way that they do. I can still watch it as a time waster. I can still enjoy things about it. Many things about it I can enjoy. I don't like the fact that Sandman, the retconning of the killer of Uncle Ben, and now all of a sudden Sandman's the killer. What? Where did that come from? But I know some of you love this movie, and I know a lot of more of you hate this movie. So let me know in the comments below, where do you fall on Spider-Man 3? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!